Good morning and sliding into, well, we're already in the afternoon, but it feels like I'm sliding into afternoon because I am. So, Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas, and today we're going to be using simply Zinnia. We're mainly focusing on the paper today and a swap that I got at OnStage over the weekend, and I just want to show you because this is a simple card to make that you can do with any DSP or designer series paper, right? And we forget about that sometimes. And I love it that my friend did this because not only is it a card, but it's also a gift. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of them, two different ways, but I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, so let's go down on hands and let's see what we got going here. And I got a mess, so you're gonna have to excuse the mess here because I sort of just threw everything down here just because I could, right? Yeah, so there I did. And I have extra light, so you're gonna have to bear with me just a moment. Yes, so one of the things is I want to be sure to thank you because here's what I got at the OnStage, and due to you supporting me, I got team building, I got sales, I got leadership, and silver, and I got promoted to silver elite actually, and I got to walk the stage all because of you. How about that? So let me show you what a friend of mine. Oh, I just lost a piece of paper. I'll show you what a friend of mine gave me. And we're going to make, we call it casing, right? So I'm not going to exactly do what she did, but I'm going to be darn close similar, okay? So here is what I received. Swap it, and when we go like on stage, people just bring cards. You give them your card, they give you their card, and it's called a swap, right? So this is what she did. And look how pretty. And she also put some flower seeds in here as a gift. And then a nice little handwritten note. Thank you for being part of my Stampin' Up! Journey. Whoop, whoop. So we've been friends. We met online a couple of years ago. And we have been friends and met in Las Vegas. So let's see what we can do to copy this. Let me get some of that light off of you there. There we go. Get off that spotlight. So I can't see what's happening on Facebook, but I guess that's not a mystery because it seems like that's been like lately. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Just these right here. Haven't decided which leaves I like the best. So we are using here a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock. So basically what we use as a card base, we just literally cut it in half to make this happen. And this, looky here. This is a 4 by 12 piece of designer series paper. All right. So what I've done is I've scored it at 5 inches here. I've scored it at 5 inches here, and we're going to use this. It's going to fold it like this and like this to get the look we see here. Now I changed up the color. I went at green, so I didn't case hers exactly. And you can see I make a few little changes, but that's where we get ideas from, right? So whether you're casing from someone or you just got an idea of your own, doesn't matter, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving. I have to tell you, one of the things I learned at OnStage, I watched the people demoing, and they didn't sit there and put tape all over everything. They just did it like in spots, on the edges, and that's all they did. And I thought, wow. Okay, so we're just going to center this, right? This is just a really quick and fun, easy card to make. So there's, people say I've got too much paper, whatever. This is the way to use your paper, all right? So from here, I have embossed this, and you can see all the detail. This is 3D embossing with the Zinnia folder. It's a 3D, so all the 3D stuff that's embossing folders, they really come out in detail. So that's what that is here, as I've done nothing but done that. So I'm going to put this right across here. Oh, let's see, I have a directional one. I did that the first one. Yeah, here we go. See, I stamped Happy Mother's Day on here. I believe I want this to be a Happy Mother's Day card. I haven't completely decided yet because if you are not paying attention, Mother's Day is not that far away. It seems like it because we're still in March, but it's sort of like Easter. Easter's the 31st of this month, and I got to finish up my packages this week because I got to go out of town. So I'm putting this right here, and it looks like I might need to trim it just a little bit. So you know what? I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just going to let it go over on both edges like this because by the time I get through doing everything, it won't really matter. Okay, so I actually, instead of doing what she did on stamping, because I have not located my stamp set yet from the trip, I've done this two ways. So I've gone ahead and used my scissors to cut this design out. We're going to put this up on here. So I have choices. I got these two leaves out, and I haven't decided if I want to use them or not. If I did, I'm going to use them down here, right? If I want to, because this is going to be up on dimensionals, right? So let's go ahead and get that up on dimensionals, so at least so we can see what it looks like. I don't have to anchor it in place yet. I can allow myself flexibility. So when I do create, I try to sit there and allow myself some flexibility. Okay, so what I envisioned when I did this is that I would stamp Happy Mother's Day right here. At first, I thought I might could do it like on something like this, which I could, but there was too much circular stuff going on there for me. And maybe I could, maybe I can't. I don't know yet. Still trying to sweat that one out. Okay, because Mother's Day isn't just about your mother, right? It could be your grandmother. It could be your daughter-in-law. It could be even your niece or nephew, right? Everybody, whoever's the mother. So I'm going to leave that there right there. I think I like that. I sort of do like that, but I'm not sold on it completely. So we're just going to set that aside. I might have to come back to that later. So I'm just going to put this down, and I'm just going to put adhesive right here. So yes, this is part of the free kit to go, right? And then for the month of April in the Adventure Club, we are going to be doing this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on small dimensionals. So this is the Zinnia bundle is the one we'll be doing for the April Adventure Club. So what you'll get is, this is to inspire you, right? This is the cards you're going to get, because we always have at least 4 cards in a project in the club. But you'll also get products. So the free class to go, you don't get product. You get the stuff to make the items that you see me make here, right? So in the club, it's different because they get $20 to $25 worth of Stampin' Up product that all relates to the Zinnia bundle. So see, I'm just going to put this right here. See how they look just nice? And I went ahead and decided to put it up on dimensionals because they just give a little bit of height. All right, so we'll go ahead and put this down. Now she used nice shiny green ribbon. I don't have, I used up all my green ribbon. So I'm going to put that right there. I do have choices. I do have this one here that I could put on here. I'm not even sure I'm going to put ribbon, right? So that's always one of the things is with my cases, does it mean you have to copy what they do, or do you have to do anything with it? No, you don't, right? So what it is to inspire you to create something, right? So sometimes we go and I have before copied somebody's exactly because I really liked it. So I'm not really liking the ribbon. I think the green would have gone better. Nothing personal, but I did so much purple. My swaps, I did the cross that I did for you guys for Easter. So I'm going to leave that be at the moment. Let's finish up the inside. So the way we're going to tack this down here, get it down, is we're going to use some tear and tape. So I actually, so my swap was, if you saw my Easter cards that I made, the crosses, the purple one is the one that I gave everybody as a swap at OnStage. So I'm really not into doing a lot of purple at the moment because I'm about purpled out. Granted, it's variations of purple, right? So it's not just purple. It's like Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to do a different color at the moment. So that's what I'm going to do. So yes, if you're out there, be sure to comment on. It's always nice to see people come out and say hello and all. All right, so this is what we have here. Now I really like this. So I took what she did on the inside here. And see how she made this? Well, I did mine. I embossed it. And can I write a message on it? I can. You just have to decide which side you want. I was trying to see which side feels smoother. This one looks like the side that's got all the detail. So I'm going to give it to somebody. So what I thought about is I could also stamp right here across here, right? So I have choices and options. And for me, I like options. Because for me, it's like whoever I'm going to give it to, I try to tailor my sentiment based on who I'm giving it to. So I'm just going to get us at least this far without stamping anything, because I'm not sure who's going to get this yet, but I do know it's going to be a Mother's Day card, right? And so this will go right in here with every message I want to put in here. And then in addition to that, then we're going to put these seeds. I love the seeds. This is a great time of year to be doing all this. See how that fits in there so nicely? It's just going to slide in. The tear and tape is a 3-dimensional type adhesive, right? So this will stay and be just fine. So that is card number 1. You're going to have to visualize a sentiment here that I don't have yet because I have to decide who's going to get this. And if you want it, you just have to let me know, and you might be the one that gets it. And I just have to make more, which is okay too. I'm going to put Wink Stella. So they've been out of stock right now, but it's coming back. sent us a note yesterday to let us know everybody's getting excited because we can't find Wink Stella. And it's coming back. They're just waiting for the shipment to come in. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add some Wink Stella to all these little flowers so we can see the whole flowers. Because I like the whole glitteriness of it. It's just slight, right? It's just a slight sheen. So it's not like you're going to... You can color it as much as you want or less, right? But I like my flowers to sparkle. Because if you've ever gone out in the early morning, when moisture is still on plants and all, everything just sort of sparkles a little, okay? So it's just missing a sentiment. I was trying to think if I could even just cut that and use that. You know, we can. Let's do that. I'll just cut it. I want it, right? And I already know if anything's like Easter, oh my gosh, it's like it'll be here before you know it, and I'll be going, I got to do Mother's Day cards, right? Okay, there we go. I will have to trim that a little bit straighter. If I have to, I might have to get my trimmer out, or I might do a redo, right? Okay, there we go. And what we can do is we can just put this right here. Now, I'm okay with that because it was all this whole circular stuff. Circular on top of circular is like, you might like it, but I wasn't a fan of it. All right, but I do need Mother's Day cards, right? So let me get this down right here. And then we'll just add some bling. So that's how I solved that, right? Took care of the circle. Then we'll just add some bling. So we actually... Yeah, what did I do? A sparkly bling I just had. Here we go. Bunches of sparkly bling. Okay, here we go. So we have choices right now. This actually was with a sweet and it coordinates with it. So I went ahead and yanked this out. And I can easily, let's put some of these on here. I like this. It looked more orange on the clear, but that's okay. Let's get one over here. And I'm just going to put another one over here. So this one. I want to get this one like it's sort of in the center of the flower. Let's get that in the center of the flower. Because I can, right? You can do it any way you want. I'll move that one over there. Alright, so at least we got some bling on here to go with that Wink Stella. And I just trimmed that down to get it where I want it to be. And we open it, and there we go. Woo woo. Alright, that is card number 1. Thanks to my friend Sue Kramer, who gave this to me. So there. Alright, moving on to the next card. I'll set this aside. Yeah. Okay, the next one here is going to be a similar thing that we can put flowers in it, but it's still going to be a little bit different, okay? So let's start off. We have a 4 1/4 by 11. That was from earlier. Okay, and I scored it at 1 1/2. So when you fold this in half, this is where we're going with this, okay? So in this particular case, we're going to take this here, and we're going to put this designer series paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4, just like we normally would. So we're putting it on the inside. And what I like about this is we have options. We always have options, right? So I'm going to put this right here. And the beauty of this is you can do as little or as much as you want, right? Once we get this here, you can do it as little or as much as you want. Okay, so I've got I took a 4 by 4 1/4 piece of DSP, and let's see if I can line up what I did right there. Okay, if you've seen me before, I like my continuity when I do my paper, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece here. This is 1 1/4. So this is 1 1/4 by 4. Yes, I have my glass mat. Whoop, whoop. So at OnStage, we were like little kids, right? It's all about, there's about 2,000 people there in the Houston, right, at the convention center, and we're all stamping up. And really, this is the time, when you go to the convention, when you're doing all the demonstrators, we get to basically play, right? We get to try out new colors. We get to watch people demonstrate the new product coming out. I mean, it's just fun, fun, fun. Okay, so I've actually got mine where it's going to go right here. And I'm going to shorten it just a little bit. I thought I had it the right height, but I do not. So I'm going to go ahead and shorten this. It looks like I need to shorten it about 1/2 inch. So let's do this. So really, then I scored to do this at 1/2 inch. And that's really more like a, let's do 3/8 inch first. It's more likely than a 4 by 4 3/8. Let's see if this works. I'll set that aside. If we have to make it a little bit shorter, I'll make it a little bit shorter. Okay, so it looks like I should have gone the whole 1/2 inch. Okay, that's okay. I'll just take it out. So I'm looking to see where I should have gone. So I really need to take it down. I want to make it looks like 2.5 inches. Okay, so it's just a smidgen off, right? It's just 1/8. That's what a sliver of 1/8 does. All right, let's see how that looks now. So definitely I have a measurement off that I thought was one thing and it's really another. Okay, so see it still is like a little off, but I'm going to go with it because I'm not going to cut it again. Okay, I can easily slide that under and it'll still blend like I want it to blend. So it's just, so to me it reminds me like doing stained glass or something, right? When you just have a little bit of white or a little bit of some other color in between. And it just gives it that whole stained glass look. I sort of like that doing that. Let's see how that lines up. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, see how it looks now? So even though if it cross over just a little bit, it's not going to matter, right? Okay, so from here, all I'm going to do is I have already done these tags. So this one here is from, the circle is from Stylish Shapes Dies, and this one here is from Thoughtful Expressions. And I really like this Thoughtful Expressions because it comes in different sizes so that you can layer. So if you like to layer and have the same look, there you go. I like it. Okay, it didn't work because I'm going to put a flower on here, okay? And that might work. Let me see how it, when I did this before, that flower must be just a smidgen smaller, it looks like. Yeah, so that's going to depend on what flower you have and the shape. So if I go to put this one on here, if you're live, I'll let you tell me what you like best. I have choices, right? It's all about choices. I could either put the flower like this, which I didn't want purple, so that was part of my issue. But it would fit, right? If I go to put this one on, it looks like this flower is just a smidgen larger. So it's right, you have choices. I could either do this and have my layers look like that, or I could put it on a circle and put it like this here, right? So I have choices. So I don't know. Earlier, as I did this, and when I did this before, I liked the circle, but right now I'm really liking this. So all I'm going to do is put this together, and then I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. Now I could put this all layered on dimensionals, and it wouldn't matter. And if I decide I don't like it, I will pull it apart. So if there's anything I've been known to do, whether it's scrapbooking or this, is I will take things apart. Okay, so I am going to put this right up here on dimensionals here, and I'm just going to put it like up here, right? You could do it both ways, but we got for sure going to get it up here on the top flap, right? So we're just going to use dimensionals to get it up. And then we have our leaves. So we don't have this on here yet, but at least we're going to get it on the top flap, right? And we'll get one on the bottom too for the moment. We're just going to leave it like that for the moment, okay? So I do like this, and we're going to put this on dimensionals as well. But I want to be sure to get some leaves in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put these more toward the center, because I want to get my leaves in here, right about there. And we'll go ahead and put this here, and then we'll decide how we place the leaves. Because I like the leaves on the purple flower, right? But I'm sort of tired of purple. No offense to anybody that's your favorite color. It's just I have been doing a lot of purple for the Easter cards. Let's see if I can get this down here. So I'm not going to do purple. Alright. If you want a purple one, I'll send you a purple one, but that's not my goal. Alright, so you see I've split this out because I'm going to put some ribbon under here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this right now here, so you can see how it's going to look. First I was thinking, so really, as much as I was fussing over that flower right there, this really covers a lot of it, so it really didn't matter. But for me, it does, right, because that's just how I like to create. Alright, so I'm going to look and make sure I left room, so I put ribbon in there and feed it through. Okay. Alright, so from here then, we're just going to see about adding some leaves. So I have these leaves here, and then I had some leaves that I sat there and used my scissors to cut. So I can easily put this one here, and I got a couple more. I was cutting leaves as long as I didn't drop them. And looking. All right. Okay, I'm not seeing where. Oh, here they are. And maybe not. Okay. I did something. I had some dark green leaves. All right, we're just going to use these leaves. I used the dark green ones on the other one. I thought I had done an extra set, but I guess I did not. So I'm just going to use my scissors here. And we're just going to cut around here. So we're going to stick a pack of seeds in here too, but we're going to do it a little bit differently than the other. So all I'm going to do is take it from the other and show you how we're going to do that. And then I have the one leaf here, the big one. Let's see if we're going to like this better. Okay, so see, we can put a leaf here, and we can just as easily put a leaf up here, right? So all I'm going to do, I have two choices. I can either put it here, or I can attach it here. I'm going to put it right down there because I like that. And I'm just going to take this, and you can sit there. This is a silicone mat, and what you can do with the silicone mat is you can use it to do any adhesive on it, right? It doesn't matter if it's glue or whatever. So in this particular case, I'm just going to run this right across here so I don't get it on my mat, make my mat all sticky, but I can just roll it right there. And you see, if it comes up on the mat, I can always clean the mat, but it didn't stick to the mat, right? So then all I'm going to do is take it and stick it right here. And the same thing with this leaf. The way I cut it out, because I had to cut around the flower, I'm going to do the same thing. I've got my silicone mat here, so if I get any extra adhesive anywhere, it'll come off of the mat. And then I'm going to stick this one. I'm just going to let it cross over right up here, right? Okay. Now, so the next thing is ribbon. So this one, I didn't really mind the pink one on this one, all right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just take some of this out. And I'm just going to feed this through. So when I tell you to feed it through, we're just going to take it, and I could have done this first, but I didn't, because I want you to see this, because lots of times people will say, oh, I forgot, or they got a problem. So actually, I can do it right here if I want to. I can keep it up here, or I can slide it right between where I did the dimensionals, which is right through here. So I never sweat the small stuff, because to me, all that is small stuff. And if you notice that the way this paper lines up here, see if I get it to go through. See how this leaf is right here, and it looks like I intentionally did that, which I did not intentionally do that, but it works perfectly to what I'm trying to do, right? Let me get this fed through. If I can't get it fed through as easily as I thought I would, usually I can, right? But, you know, it's one of those things. You've been on stage, sleep deprived, right? Think of it. You've seen a bunch of friends you haven't seen in a while, meeting new friends, and you're all like creating and doing all kind of fun stuff, right? So you get sleep deprived, hello. But it's a good sleep deprived, right? So I'm going to just take and make a bow here. So that's the thing, it's all about having fun and going and making new friends and everything. We had tons of fun. Tons of fun. We even had a night where we actually, they had we had a dance party, which, you know, we do. There are a few guys that are demonstrators that were there, and, you know, there's husband-wife teams too. And so anyway, it doesn't matter. You get a bunch of people together, 2,000 people. I don't know how many people showed up for the dancing part, but people showed up, right? So we did. We partied till 10 o'clock. I think 10 o'clock was when the curfew, but right, the latest. Okay, like this. Let me just move this just a second. So, we did though, and it was fun. So, sleep deprived? Yes. Was I busy making some of my swaps while I was there? Yes. I was staying up late making my swaps because I didn't have them made before I left, so that put me into making them when I got there. So yeah, we did that. Oh yeah, that's not the first time either. My friend Sue helped me in Las Vegas because I didn't have them finished. It's always good intentions, right? But when you're going to make a bunch of them, sometimes I just don't get to it. Alright, so we're just going to trim this ribbon off. Now, so see, I didn't do anything else other than folding the paper back and doing this here. And then we will be able to sit up here and put just a little bit different style, right? We will put a gift of flowers right here. Right? You put it right there. And we can also have a tag on top, in which we are going to have a tag. So this one here, I wanted to put best friend ever. So we're going to stamp that for right there. I can't put Happy Mother's Day if I wanted to. I'm thinking about that, but I'm thinking best friend ever because, I'm going to owe thank you notes, right? So, and the funny thing is when you go out to, like we did for OnStage, where we had tons of fun and everything and all, is you think you're not going to run into anybody you know. And I wasn't sure if I was going to run into the people locally that I knew. And I did, right? When you always think when you're going to have about 2,000 people, you won't find them. But we managed. And that was crazy fun, too. So, thoroughly enjoy it. And thank you, everybody, because I wouldn't have gone if it wasn't for you. All right, I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. And we're just going to put this right up here, okay? We're going to put it up on dimensionals, and we can add bling to it. It's always about adding bling, right? So we'll get this on here, and we'll get some Wink Costilla too. So I'm glad Wink Costilla will be back soon. I have some, so I always keep plenty of supplies so I don't run out. Knock on wood somewhere. So that's what it's about, right? Okay. So I'm going to take the flowers out, but I just want to show you how easy those flowers will go in there. And I'm just going to put this right up here, best friend ever. And then I'm going to sit up there and I'll put some bling on here. And our card is ready. I'm actually going to use the pink this time, since it's got a pink background. And I'll use a couple of these here. And I'll use another one right here. Okay. All right. And then we're just going to add the Wink Costilla here. And this is done. Now, what the beauty of this is that with this one, you can put a sentiment on the inside. So when they untie the ribbon, you can actually put something here. Because this is white right on the background. So keep that in mind, that when you sit there and do this, you can just as easily make sure you could have a sentiment here, as well as you could have it on the white side too, all right? So don't leave that option. So I actually think best friend ever here, and then I could put on there Happy Mother's Day on the inside, which I think would be way too cool. Let me get some here on my leaves here, at least this part. And there you have two easy cards here, right? We did a little die cutting to get some of the designs we wanted. And that's about it, right? So I haven't located my Zinnia stamp yet out of my unpacking. I still have a couple more bags to unpack. But here we go. So we have this one here that we created today, as well as this one here. And both of them will hold a pack of seeds, right? So there's no reason why you can't do it. This is a great time of year. In this one, you can do your sentiment here and a message. You put the pack of seeds in here. This one here, you can put the pack of seeds in here. And when they open it, when they untie this, because you see this is open on the sides, you can have a sentiment on the inside just right below, as well as you can do it on the white side as well too. So this might go to one of my aunts, because I can write her a long message. So I hope you enjoyed that, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving. And so some things are easier than others. But I like that because, forget sometimes that we can just take a 4x12 piece of paper, fold it, right? And you have a card. And you put a gift inside of it, right? If I thought about that for Easter, I might have done that some first Easter. But I have moved on from Easter because my stuff's going out in the mail today. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it. Keep in mind, you get this plus next week's free, right? When you make a purchase of $35, and if you make a purchase of $50 or more, you'll get some embellishments to coordinate. And if you join the Adventure Club for April, it's all about the Zinnia, simply Zinnias, right? So with that, you get $20 to $25 of product, plus you'll get a totally different set of cards than what we're doing right now. But you'll have plenty of stuff left over to make what we're making right now. All right? With that, it's all about going out there, creating, sharing, and giving, right? And with that, go out there and do that. And be sure to follow us here on Facebook if you don't. And we'd also love it if you'd follow us on YouTube as well, where we post our videos and we post our pictures on Instagram. All right. Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up with the Simply Zinnias. Bye.